the balloon, which is still hovering over the continental United States, adding the U.S. government has very high confidence that this surveillance balloon was sent by the People's Republic of China.
Look out for the balloon. Oh, here comes the balloon. Everyone be afraid on the ground. There's a balloon coming to get you, and it's from China. Oh, no.
The U.S. Department of Defense says it's tracking what's believed to be a Chinese surveillance balloon that entered American airspace 2 days ago.
Let me ask you a question. With all these spy cameras that China have all over the world, with all the thousands of millions of cameras that there are all over the world that China have access to, let me ask you a question. Why would they blow up a giant balloon and fly it over America? A giant balloon the size of 17 football fields. This is the most obvious thing I've ever seen in my life. You're asking to believe that this is what the Chinese spy masters came up with? They were like, listen, guys, why don't we blow up a giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and we'll just hover it over the United States and we'll put a camera on the bottom and we'll peer down. That's what they came up with, is it? A giant inflatable balloon that everyone could see on the ground that's ended up on the mainstream media all over the world. Oh, rats, I can't believe blowing up a giant balloon and floating it, a slow-moving, large Zeppelin-style balloon didn't work. You actually think this is how Chinese spy industry works, that they blow up balloons and slowly parade them over the top of the United States of America like it's some kind of technology CES show? No, ladies and gentlemen, this is not what happened. And they really make me laugh when they're like, oh, they believe that the balloon is from China. Oh, how convenient. Does it say made in China on the side of the balloon? Is there some chili fried beef in the little basket on the bottom? Is it number 14 and some egg fried rice coming out of it? Oh, they know that it's a Chinese balloon. Sure they do. Sure they do. Oh, yes. Oh, and let me guess. Oh, now tensions are escalating. You should be very afraid because it looks like we're at war with China. Because guess what? They've flown a giant balloon right over the top of America and we caught them. They never thought that we'd see their giant slow-moving balloon. But that's exactly what we've done. Somehow we've seen it. Because this is how international espionage works. They don't have like a network of cameras in your phones and microphones. Do you understand how TikTok works? Do you understand that that's owned by the Chinese government? Do you understand that China has a camera and a microphone inside the pocket of almost every American walking around the country? Right? And you think that they're on some sort of chitty chitty bang bang style espionage where they've got a guy with a telescope in a giant blown up children's balloon? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that's how spying works in 2023. They've got a Chinese James and the Giant Peach, and seagulls are they're carrying this thing slowly over Minnesota. Yeah, sure. Yeah, this isn't one giant pantomime. No. This is a Chinese balloon that we should all be afraid of.
The military considered shooting it down over the state of Montana, but was concerned that falling debris could hit someone.
Wow, what an incredible insight, mainstream media news. This makes the story so much more believable, doesn't it? What had happened was there was a big balloon over everyone's head and they wanted to pop the balloon, but they couldn't because if they popped the balloony woony, what could happen is it could fall and bump you on the head. Okay, thank you so much. You're telling me that the military general sat around and went, sir, what we have is a giant balloon flying over the top, and we could shoot it down, sir, but we figured out in the military that if something in the air goes pop, it could fall down using gravity, so we shouldn't do that. One more thing, sir. I suggest contacting the mainstream media news networks and telling them that we know that stuff falls out of the sky and onto people's heads. That should calm the whole situation down. And make sure that you tell them, sir, that it's a Chinese spy balloon because that'll really sort of calm everyone in the country down, and it won't escalate anything, and it won't be like we're sort of pushing for a war, sir. It's definitely necessary to tell everyone on every mainstream media network in the entire world that this is a Chinese balloon, and they're spying on us. Because that's how the Chinese spy on us, sir. They get giant inflatables and they fly them over the country in the most obvious, blatant way that they can. So I think it's definitely a good idea, sir, to tell people that we shouldn't shoot this down, because then the balloon could go pop and fall on people's heads, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Can we get some more transgenders in the military, sir, with pink hair, sir? That would really help me, sir, if we get someone who's confused about their pronouns, and then maybe we can fly up them in a balloon of our own, and they could pop the enemy's balloons, sir, with the knitting needles that they keep in their head instead of a brain.
The balloon is currently traveling at an altitude well above commercial air traffic.
Wow, thank you so much, General. Wow, this guy's a general, and this sounds exactly the type of stuff that a general would be saying and doing. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We figured out that the balloon is flying above airplanes so that airplanes are not going to have to weave out of the way of the balloon. We want the general public to remain calm. If you are on an airplane, the airplane pilot is not going to have to fly around the balloon like he's in Wacky Racers, because at the military, we're tracking this giant slow-moving balloon, and we've already told you that we don't need to shoot it down because it could drop on your head. But now we're telling you, with our expert military knowledge, that we know this balloon is from China, and we know that it's in the sky above the level of the airplanes.
And does not present a military or physical threat to people on the ground.
Phew. Oh, what a relief. I'm so glad I tuned in to Fox News. Oh, you mean that they're not going to take those little sandbags off the side of it and start throwing them on our heads? Ooh, phew. Oh, I was so worried that they might have a giant anvil like you see on the Roadrunner cartoons, and they might, or a grand piano, and they might be like, aha, take that, American.
Instances of this kind of balloon activity have been observed previously over the past several years. Once the balloon was detected, the U.S. government acted immediately to protect against the collection of sensitive information.
So you think that sensitive information is being collected by this giant, stupid balloon? You think the closest the Chinese government can get a camera to the United States of America is like 17 miles up in the sky? Honestly, how stupid they think we are.
The U.S. military scrambled F-22 fighter jets yesterday and closed the...
Did you see that? Do you understand what you're up against here, folks? Do you understand who the mainstream media are? Did you see the hand gesture? And close the... This is the devil's horns. Do you understand how you're being played? These people, they can't help but tell you who they are. Why would a pilot in the United States military be throwing up the double devil's horns? This is not, okay, it is not thumbs up. This is Hail Satan. This guy isn't at an ACDC concert, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the cockpit of the United States military Air Force, apparently, and he's throwing up this. Honestly, if you don't understand what's going on here, if the news doesn't spell out for you the trouble that you're in, I don't know how to help you, folks. Look out for the balloons. Sure. Listen, thanks for supporting the channel. Link in description if you want to do that. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.